You're listening to the Agony Column News Report featuring interviews, phone interviews, reports from live book events and festivals, and conversations with readers. You can find additional news, interviews, book reviews, and more 5 days a week at the Agony Column website at trashotron.com/agony. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here this afternoon. My name is Rick Kleffel, and I have a website called The Agony Column at agonycolumn.com, and I have the great privilege to have with me as my guest and yours, Lee Child. He's the author of 17 Jack Reacher novels, from Killing Floor, his very first novel in first edition hardcover, to his latest novel, A Wanted Man. Thank you for joining me, Lee.
My pleasure, although this is very intimidating. Not only am I the best dressed, which is completely unusual, because I had a very smart event last night, and I don't carry a bag, and so this is what you see is what you get. I'm also the oldest person here, and the dumbest person here, probably. So this is all very unusual.
Lee, I'd like to have you read this little paragraph here from the very first book, which I think will give our audience a good taste of how you write and who this man is you write about.
Yeah, this was probably written in 1995, I would think, this part. And when I was trying to establish the character of Reacher, told in the first person, and this is how it goes. The coming storm chased me all the way back east. I felt I had more than a storm after me. I was sick with frustration. This morning I had been just one conversation away from knowing everything. Now I knew nothing. The situation had suddenly turned sour. I had no backup, no facilities, no help. I couldn't rely on Roscoe or Finley. I couldn't expect either of them to agree with my agenda. And they had troubles of their own up at the station house. What had Finley said? Working under the enemy's nose, and I couldn't expect too much from Picard. He was already way out on a limb. I couldn't count on anybody but myself. On the other hand, I had no laws to worry about, no inhibitions, no distractions. I wouldn't have to think about Miranda, probable cause, constitutional rights. I wouldn't have to think about reasonable doubts or rules of evidence. No appeal to any higher authority for these guys. Was that fair? You bet your ass. They were bad people. They'd stepped over the line a long time ago. Bad people. What had Finley said? As bad as they come.
And that gives you...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?